Hey friends, long time no see, at least in this setting. Last 5 videos on my channel are from Disneyland Paris. If you haven't seen them and you're interested, I'm gonna link the playlist in this corner. But yeah, now we're back in my room chatting. So today we're gonna talk about motivation and how to get motivated, or at least I'm gonna tell you how I got motivated and what I think helps with motivation. But keep in mind, I'm no professional. I'm just a 20-year-old who finally found her motivation for a lot of things after many months of, this sounds dramatic, but darkness. That sounds very dramatic, but when you have a mental illness and it just sucks you into it, then you're just kind of lost in it. That's how it feels like. This will be very chatty, a lot just about my experiences and stuff. So just get a cup of tea, get a snack, and just let's just hang out. Is that alright? I hope it is. Okay, I'm gonna start with telling you how I felt during the summer, what I was doing, and then we're gonna go through kind of like what happened that got me motivated, and then I'm gonna tell you more tips and stuff that worked for me so you can use those in your life. This summer I wasn't feeling very well. You can even see that in one of the weekly vlogs. I was very down, I was very unmotivated, I was very lost. I didn't see my therapist a lot. I was working so much. Pretty much the only things I was doing were work and Netflix. I wasn't really doing anything else. I tried to keep up with dancing, I tried to see my friends, but it wasn't as easy as it was before because I was very unmotivated. And even the audition that I went to in July, like I told in my audition experience video, I was disappointed in myself. I wasn't there. Even that trip has like a fog over it. I can be very joyful and cheery and this and that when my mental health and my mental illness kind of like has a grab on me, but I'm not happy fully. And I was really questioning a lot of things because I was so down. I started to question, do I really want my dream? Do I really have a dream? Do I really want to hang out with my friends, and do I really want to have people in my life? Do I want this thing? Do I really love dance? I started to question all of these obvious things, and I was really scared I had lost my motivation for good. The worst thing is that getting out of that slump or rut or whatever you want to call it when my depression has really tight grab on me is that it's very difficult to just do it or to just get out of it, because people think it's like you just, you know, snap out of it, but it's not that. Motivation doesn't sprout when I'm in that mood. It just doesn't come. And when I'm in that slump, in that rut, in that mindset, I need a kick, a serious kick that kicks me out of that. I went to Disneyland Paris last month, and that, my friends, that was the kick for me. It was like something clicked in my head. It was a week-long click that started when I went to Disneyland Paris, and the click happened when I landed here in Helsinki. And I was so mesmerized by my excitement and the motivation I had when I came home, because usually when I come home from a trip or an experience that I've had, I usually crash really hard, but I came home and I didn't have that. It's so amazing that right now I'm excited to work hard, and as weird as it sounds, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else but here right now. Even if I was given a chance to go to Disney right now, I'd actually rather be here working on myself and my skills so I can go to where I want to be, which is working at Disney as a character performer. And I didn't even know when my next audition would be, but now I know when it is, and I'm so happy to work on that. All the experiences I had in Disneyland Paris and the energy that those experiences gave me reminded me what I want, why I want it, and that I have to change my life in order to get those things. So I did. First of all, when I came back from France, I joined a gym because they have a lot of different classes. I'm not really keen on the gym part, but they have a lot of like group classes and they have a lot of dance. I decided that I go twice a week and that's what I've done so far. Then I also bettered my routines. I actually prioritize sleep right now. We ended up sleeping so much after the Disney trip. I realized that you can feel energized after a night of sleep. It was a whole new world for me. No Disney puns intended. I tidied my surroundings, my environment, my room mostly, because this is where I spent most of my time. I got back to reading. I go to therapy meetings more often. I want to keep this motivation. I want to keep going, and my therapist is the best person to help with that. I have given myself daily, weekly, monthly, and seasonal goals, and they can be fun goals like my fall bucket list or like 10,000 steps every day. That's literally a thing I do right now. And these things that I have taken into my life, that I do every day, that I keep in my life, with these I prevent from sliding into that mental slump. Because we all know that getting up is so much more difficult than just if you keep going. If you want to go to work in the morning, it's so freaking difficult to get out of bed. But when you actually go, that's actually the easy part. So I don't want to slide down that mudslide of unmotivation to the bottom and then try to climb up. I want to keep going on this route. And the other thing with keeping up with these changes that I have introduced in my life, those keep the motivation alive. Because motivation is like a creature. It's like a baby you have to take care of. Motivation isn't gonna take care of itself. If you're motivated but you don't do anything about it, you're like, oh yeah, I'm motivated, and you expect the motivation to just keep itself alive, it won't, because it needs food. I want to get to my dream, and I'm motivated by that dream, and my dream is to be a Disney performer. And what motivates me is dancing, talking to my friends and people who are also auditioning or who are already working at Disney. Those are the food for my motivation, for that dream that I have. Does that make any sense? So you have to keep your motivation alive. You have to feed it. You have to take care of it. And of course, you're not always gonna be as motivated as some other days. That's because the motivation is a being, and sometimes it doesn't have a good day. So right now I try to keep that motivation alive. I try to keep myself busy and interested. I try to do things differently here and there. I try to keep myself interested so I don't get bored. But also at the same time, I am bored. I'm bored with this life because I want more. I need more. But instead of being paralyzed by that, because it paralyzed me before, I try to drive on that. My life is not what I want it to be, so I try to make it something that I enjoy. I try to make it what I want it to be. It's so hard to get out of that slump, but what you need to get out of there is a kick. I call it a kick. You can call it a reminder. You can call it whatever you feel like. I call it a kick because it felt like a kick. Now you might be wondering, well, what is a kick? That kick for me was going to Disney and seeing my dream job in action. Seeing real people doing my dream job. A kick felt like being thrown in cold water because I woke up. It was like a shock. It can be big, that makes you want to change your life, like for me, or it can be smaller, just a reminder why you should keep doing what you're doing already. You can create it for yourself, it just has to be in connection with the thing you want to be motivated for or motivated about. Like for me, I went to Disney to actually see people who are doing my dream job. Just an example. But if you don't know what you want to be motivated for, or if you don't have a dream, I highly recommend the book You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. It's not just about dreams and this and that, it's also just about creating a badass, a great life for yourself. I would give it a chance. When you have that thing clear, what you want, a better life, a hobby, a job, being a better cook, getting stronger physically, whatever it is, ask yourself, what is stopping me? Write it down, write the question down, think about it, and answer it. Write the question down, write the answer down. I just found it very empowering and good for me. And then I continued with the questions because I think asking yourself things gets things clear. So after that, I asked myself, how much do I want this? And then I asked, what do I need to do to get there? And I highly recommend doing that as well. It's a way of kind of like self-discovery. The next thing you're gonna do is to do those things to get there, but keep them small at first. Don't take a bite that's way too big for you. It's not a good way to go. It's not motivating, and you will just get disappointed. I wanted two things. I wanted to get to my dream job, which is to be a Disney performer, and I wanted my life to be more than just work and Netflix. The first one, it's huge. But the second thing, it's easier to tackle. And then I realized that all the things that I'm interested in, that I want more in my life, are gonna help me with my dream. Starting workout classes, making more videos and being creative, seeing friends and talking to people. All of those things somehow help me with my dream. Also learning French, because I've always wanted to learn French, and I want to work in Paris, so that's also gonna help me. So yeah, little steps, little things. I can't get to my dream job like that. It's just like going to an audition out of blue, just cold turkey. That's a motivational suicide. Don't do it. Little steps to get to those big goals, and maybe during that journey, have little goals. I wanted to take dance classes, and now I do them, and they're great. Little steps. Little steps. The angle changed just a little bit because I had to change a memory card because I talk too much. I'm sorry about that. If you're watching this video and thinking how to just get motivation in your everyday life, you don't have any big goal that you're working on, you just want motivation to keep going. Maybe you're in school, maybe you're working at a job and you're in the waiting. I call it the waiting. And you're here to find a way to get motivated by life again. I'm again gonna mention the book You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. I can actually show it to you, just wait a second. The book looks like this. You Are a Badass, How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life. I cannot highlight this book enough. It's not just for big dreams, it's also about living an awesome life. I'm rereading this book and it gives me so much motivation to just live my everyday life, and there is honestly so much you can do to help you enjoy your life more. This book is such a genius in telling you how to do that. That is literally the only self-help book that has ever helped me, like properly helped me. But yeah, everyday life. If you're bored and it feels just a bit stale and flavorless, you have to start doing little things differently. Get a hobby, change up your routine. If you really are miserable in your job, get a new job. There is so much you can do. You have to take risks in order to make yourself happy. Really think, what do you want in your life right now? If you want something, figure out what it is and then figure out a way to introduce that into your life. I think that's my last advice in this video, because my throat hurts. I don't know, could you see that? But I was nervous as hell to film this video because I haven't sat down to just talk in such a long while. But I hope you found something in this video that spoke to you, that made sense for you. Autumn or fall is a time for a lot of people when they feel unmotivated, when they feel like it's just dark and miserable, but for me this is my favorite time of the year, the most motivating. So it's very easy for me to talk about things like motivation and inspiration because I feel very motivated and inspired by the season and the colors and everything. This is a discussion that can continue down there in the comments. Just tell me how you're feeling. Did you find anything in this video? And yeah, hit thumbs up if you like my chatty videos, and also if you're new, join the fam, subscribe down below. I don't know why I always become a rapper when I say that. I love you all, you're wonderful, you can do this, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!